representing one of the oldest and most powerful mechanized vehicles in service to the Imperium of Man. The Mars pattern Baneblade Super Heavy Tank is based upon designs dating back to the Dark Age of technology. The tanks are distributed in extremely limited numbers throughout the Imperial Guard, and as a result, they are treated with total reverence by the few regiments lucky enough to receive them. 13.5 meters in length, with a total weight of 316 tons. The sheer imposing size of the Baneblade leads the vehicle to appear completely unstoppable, and the tank's multiple layers of incredibly heavy armour are more than sufficient to back up this appearance. A standard Mars pattern Baneblade requires a crew of 10 to operate, including numerous gunners and loaders, as well as a highly trained tactical officer and a fully fledged tech priest of the Adeptus Mechanicus. The Baneblade's tracks are able to carry the vehicle at a surprisingly brisk pace for its mass, as well as being designed to resist the tremendous recoil of the tank's enormous main gun, and to crush any hostile troops unfortunate enough to find themselves in the Baneblade's path. The Baneblade carries a huge arsenal of powerful weapons, consisting of a single turret-mounted mega battle cannon, also known as a Baneblade cannon, a coaxial auto-cannon, 2 sponson-mounted twin-linked heavy bolters, 1 turret-mounted twin-linked heavy bolter, 2 turret-mounted las cannons, and a fixed forward-facing demolisher cannon. In total, this brings the Baneblade's number of weapon barrels to 11, though the tank can still be outfitted with a pintle-mounted storm bolter or heavy stubber, as well as a single-fire hunter-killer missile launcher, raising the total to 13 individual firing points, and making the Baneblade into one of the most fearsome mobile weapons platforms available to the Imperium, challenged only by the Goliath Titans and by other super heavy tanks. The interior of a Mars pattern Baneblade is divided into 3 separate levels. The first is the gunnery level, located within the tank's turret, where the primary gunner and loader are stationed. The turret features the tank's only access hatches, both of which are sealed with fingerprint-sensitive locks, and each offers a control station for use by the tank's commander when needed. The vehicle's central command deck features numerous tactical arrays and voxcasters, and the service deck below it plays host to most of the tank's gunnery stations and ammunition stores, as well as an integrated elevator used to carry the Baneblade cannon's massive shells up to the loading mechanism within the turret. Numerous Baneblades have gathered substantial fame and renown for their accomplishments, but none more so than the personal Baneblade of Commissar Sebastian Yarrick, the Fortress of Arrogance. The tank featured numerous modifications from the stock model, including a wide pulpit from which Yarrick could command and inspire, as well as a full repaint in the colours of the Commissariat. The Fortress of Arrogance was critically damaged in the Battle of Golgotha by an Orc Stomper, and the Commissar was forced to abandon his beloved vehicle in the subsequent retreat. But prior to the Third War for Armageddon, Yarrick insisted on returning to Golgotha, where he reclaimed the venerable Baneblade from the battlefield and restored it to its former glory. From their construction on the Forge worlds of Mars, Lucius and Esteban VII to their eventual defeat on the field of battle, every Baneblade brings untold death and destruction to the enemies of the Imperium. For their service and power, the tanks are venerated by the Adeptus Mechanicus, with their names and numbers being carved into the metal of the very foundries that built them. In the long history of the Imperium of Man, few war machines have challenged the might and reputation of the Baneblade Super Heavy Tank, and fewer still have inspired as much terror in the enemies of the God Emperor.